Good afternoon, friends. Now, before I'll start this session, can you please quickly confirm if I am audible to all of you or not? So, yes, I think I'm live, already live. So, can you please quickly confirm if I'm audible to all of you or not? There may be a lag of few seconds in the reception. So can you all please quickly confirm if I'm audible? Yes or no, just write it in the chat box. So if I'm audible to all of you, please write yes in the chat box. Urvashi, good afternoon. Yes, I can see your message, Urvashi. All right, so I am audible. This is just confirmed to me by one of the students. All right, so my dear friends, good afternoon and welcome all of you to the YouTube channel of BYJU'S Exam Prep. And I am Gourav Gupta and I'm once again in front of you with a new session. All right, so today we are going to have a marathon session on Snap and we are going to discuss the most expected questions in the QA section of Snap, which is going to happen this week only. All right, so we are just a few days left from Snap. All right, and based on like my experience of 14 years, and I've been looking at Snap examination every year, and also looking at the first two slots of Snap's QA section, we'll be discussing some of the most expected questions from QA. Now, friends, I have picked all these questions from the topics which have been asked in Snap this time in the last two slots as well as the previous year papers. So based on whatever Snap has been given, like the type of questions in QA section, I have selected some of the questions which we are going to discuss in this session. And like if we are lucky enough, then whatever things I'll be teaching you right now will help you in Snap examination in the third slot. All right, so friends, let us begin with this session of Snap. But before before starting this session, one very important piece of information for all of you. Friends, we have started some new ways of interacting with our students. So the first thing is you can basically ask any of your queries on our Instagram page. You can see some of the important links which are mentioned in the chat. So just scroll up the chat a little bit and you can look at some of the very important links. So one of the links is follow BYJU'S Exam Prep MBA on Instagram. Now you can post your queries on Instagram and the mentors and the experts will answer all these queries. Also, you have a chance of interacting with one of the mentors live every Thursday. All right, so for that there is a Telegram group through which you can post your queries and one of the faculty members will be live. Like today at 4 p.m. I'll be live in front of you and I'll be taking up some of your general queries related to the admission process or how to basically start the preparation or whatever you have queries about. All right, so I'll be live on Telegram group on Telegram. So it will be a video obviously. So I'll be live on Telegram and I'll be answering to your queries. The link to join our Telegram group is also mentioned in the chat. All right. So quickly go ahead and join that group in case you want me to resolve your queries today at 4 p.m. All right. Okay. So let's start this session Snap marathon with most expected questions. I'll not say questions, but I'll say topics or techniques in QA section of Snap third slot. So question number one on your screen. Now focus on the techniques I am using to solve these questions. So first question is in front of you. I'll be giving you 30 to 45 seconds to solve each and every question. So the question says, meanwhile, I am reading the question. Okay, so I'll be a little slow in solving these questions. I'll be giving you time. So what you can do is you can solve these questions and you can post your answers in the chat box. All right. Okay, so a dice is rolled 3 times and the sum of 3 numbers appearing on the uppermost face is 15. The chance that the first roll was a 4 is. So you'll have to find the probability that the first dice has 4. Okay, when you are given that the total sum of these 3 dices is 15. All right. So this is the question in front of you. Milind has already given the answer. So let's see if Milind, you have given the answer as option A, if it is correct or not. Okay. Now, first thing is we have to find out the sample space. That means the denominator. Now we are already given that the sum of the three numbers appearing on the dice is 15. So I can say that A plus B plus C is 15. So we have three dice and we'll find out in how many possible ways I can get a sum of 15. Okay, so if anyone can write it in the chat box, number of ways in which you can get a sum of 15. All right. So I'm just making the denominator or the sample space. So if I'll fix 6 on the first dice, then I have to have 9 as the sum of the other two. Now 9 can be obtained as 3 plus 6, 4 plus 5, 5 plus 4 and 6 plus 3 in a total of 4 ways. Alright, now I'll put the first as 5. Okay, so earlier I fixed the first dice as 6, then the first dice as 5, and I require a sum of 10. Now a sum of 10 can be obtained in 3 ways. If I'll put 4 on the first dice, I require a sum of 11, which can be obtained in 2 ways. So the sample space here will be how much? 1 second. All right. 3 and 11 can be obtained in 2 ways. All right. And lastly, if I'll put 3 here, then I will require a 12 as a sum. And दो dice पे 12 sum चाहिए मुझे, तो it will be a total of 1 ways. So I can say that the sample space here will be 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. That is 10. So denominator will be 10. Now we have to find the chance that the first roll was a 4. So the first roll was a 4. How many cases do we have? We have 2 cases. So it will be 2 upon 10. That is 1 upon 5. So 1 upon 5 will be the final answer. All right. Now this is one way of solving this question. Now most of you would probably do it with this way. Now the lengthy part here was finding the sample space. The sum of 3 dices as 15. So I took a very long way in finding this number as 10. All right. Now let's have a look at one more way of solving this question. Okay, so it will just basically reduce the time we have taken to calculate this denominator. All right, so let's have a look at how this can be done. Now I know that A plus B plus C is equal to 15. I need the sum of 3 numbers as 15. But there is some restriction that the value of A can be from 1 to 6. Similarly, value of B can be from 1 to 6 and value of C can be from 1 to 6. Okay, so this particular thing cannot be applied. So what I will do is I'll change this equation using one simple way of finding the answer. So let's have a look at this technique. Now, whenever we are rolling any number of dice, so number of ways of getting the minimum sum will be equal to the number of ways of getting the maximum sum. Now here we have 3 dice. Now for 3 dice, what is the minimum sum that can be obtained? The minimum sum that can be obtained will be 3. So number of ways of getting a sum as 3 will be equal to number of ways of getting a sum as 18. So minimum and maximum mein number of ways are equal. Similarly, if I'll increase the sum by 1, so number of ways of getting the sum as 4 will be equal to number of ways of getting a sum as 17. Similarly, number of ways of getting sum as 5 will be equal to number of ways of getting the sum as 16, and it goes on like this. So I can say that the next way, number of ways of getting the sum as 6 will be equal to number of ways of getting the sum as 15. Now this happens for any number of dices. Okay, so here instead of 15, since the number of ways of getting a sum 15 is equal to number of ways of getting a sum as 6, which can be obtained in less than 5 seconds. Okay, so I'll put as A plus B plus C equals 6. So now my equation is A plus B plus C equals 6, and I can find out the number of solutions here using the formula. So number of natural number solutions, number of नेचुरल नंबर सॉल्यूशंस, इसका एक फॉर्मूला होता है डायरेक्टली S-1 CR-1. S is the sum, so 6 minus 1 is 5. C, R is the number of variables, so 3 variables are there, 3 minus 1 is 2. So 5C2, you will directly get a 10 here. Okay, so if you know this method, then it will hardly take you 10 seconds in finding this denominator. All right, now you wanted the sum as 15 and you want to find out the chances that the first roll was 4. Now fix 4 on the first dice. For the remaining part of the 2 dice, you need a sum as 11, which we know that there are 2 ways of doing it. So answer will be 2 upon 10, that is 1 upon 5. Definitely we are getting the same answer, but here we have used a shorter method. All right. Okay. So this was question number 1. I have given you 2 ways of doing a same question. Okay. Using the second way, you can save around 20 to 25 seconds, which is considerable good amount of time when we are talking about examination like SNAP. Question number 2. Now I want all of you to finish this off as soon as possible. This is one easy question based on upstreams and downstreams concept of time, speed, distance. All right, come on. All the students who are there live in this session, read this question and quickly give me an answer. Now the boat covers a distance of 30 kilometers downstream in 2 hours. So I can say that speed downstream, which is speed of boat in still water plus speed of stream, this will be 30 upon 2. That is 15 kilometer per hour. So x plus y is given as 15. Now similarly, speed upstream, which is x minus y, it covers the same distance upstream in 6 hours. So it will be 30 upon 6, which is 5. Now you have x plus y as 15 and x minus y as 5. Solving these two equations, you will get the value of x as 15 plus 5, that is 20 upon 2. So 20 upon 2, kitna aa jayega? It will be 10. And the value of y will be 5. All right. Okay. So the speed of boat, they have asked in kilometer per hour. Yes, we have calculated it in kilometer per hour. So answer will be 10 kilometer per hour. Option E is your correct answer. Come on, people, come on. This was an easy question and I was expecting an answer from all of you. So answer here is option E, that is 10 kilometer per hour. All right. Now, Bhavya, you are asking how to clear TCS APT. Now, Bhavya, TCS APT is no different than any of the MBA entrance examinations that we are taking. So it's just that if you want to clear this examination, you can just pick up any of the book that has APT questions and just practice it for 20 days. And I'm hopeful that you'll be well prepared for TCS APT as well. All right. Now, next, again, a question on probability. A 5-digit number is formed by using the digits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 without repetition. What is the probability that the number is divisible by 4? A very important question as far as our examination is concerned. What is the probability that the number is divisible by 4 when you are making a 5-digit number using the digits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 without repetition? So make sure that you are noticing some of the very important points that are mentioned here. Agrim, you're asking the cutoff for this year's SNAP, so it will definitely be above 40 marks for SIBM Pune. But right now I cannot predict the exact cutoff. Definitely nobody can predict until the result comes out, but it will definitely be somewhere around 44-45 marks. Somewhere around 44-45. All right, so go for this one. All of you solve it. Come on. A 5-digit number is formed by using the digits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 without repetition. So let's first of all talk about the sample space or the denominator. So denominator, the total number of 5-digit numbers that can be formed using these 5 digits without repetition will be 5 factorial. All right. So 5 factorial, it will be 120. No, I'll not solve it. I'll leave it as it is. Okay. Now 5 factorial will be the denominator. Now I want the probability that the number is divisible by 4. Now number will be divisible by 4. So what is the rule of divisibility of 4? The rule of divisibility of 4 says that the number formed by the last two digits should be divisible by 4. So out of this 5-digit number, I have to first of all care about the last two digits. Now, the number formed by the last two digits, which is formed by any of these 5 digits, the number formed by last two digits, it should be divisible by 4. Okay, so if I'll start making the combinations for last two digits, I can put 1 to 12 is divisible by 4. Then 24, 2, 4 is divisible by 4. 32, then 52, and that's it. So using above 5 digits, I can just make these 4 possible combinations of last two digits. Okay. Now if I'll fix last two digits as 1 and 2 respectively, then I'll be left with 3 digits for these places, which can be arranged in any possible way, and that will be 3 factorial. So 3 factorial numbers ending with 12 can be made. Similarly, 3 factorial for this, 3 factorial for this, and 3 factorial for this. So total number of numbers will be 4 into 3 factorial, and that is 4 factorial. All right. So numerator will be 4 factorial. So my answer will be 4 factorial upon 5 factorial, and that is 1 upon 5. All right. So yes, Vijay, you are absolutely correct. The last two digits can be 12, 24, 32, and 52. Okay. Now, one common mistake which happens is we also consider last two digits as 44, 44. This should not be taken because we need the numbers to be formed without repetition. Okay. So you cannot consider 44 as the last two digits. So yes, answer will be option A, that is 1 upon 5. And Milind and Rajat, both of you have given a correct answer. Lovely. Now friends, come on, pick up. Okay, so Vijay, one thing which is important, don't multiply these numbers. ठीक है? आपने लिखा है answer 24 upon 120. Now 24 upon 120, you will take at least 2 to 3 seconds to write these digits. Leave it as 4 factorial and 5 factorial and do the calculations. Don't multiply them. Okay? Because during multiplication, it will take your time, and during cancellation, again, it will take your time. Okay? All right. Now, Urvashi can't understand this one. So, Urvashi, basically, I have mentioned that the number should be divisible by 4. So, the rule is the number formed by last two digits should be divisible by 4. So, among the digits available, I have made the possibilities of 2-digit numbers which are divisible by 4. So, there are only 4 possibilities. And then I have made the numbers. All right. Okay. Now let's move on to the next question. The question says that, now guys, this is easy. I want a quick answer from all of you. Come on, respond. The algebraic sum of deviations of 20 observations measured from 23 is 70. The mean of these observations would be how much? All right, Milind, wonderful. Such a quick answer. Okay, now there are a total of 20 observations, and the algebraic sum of the deviations of these observations is 70. So sum of the deviations is 70. Number of observations is 20. So if I divide 70 by 20, I'll get 3.5, which will be the deviation from the mean. So I'll write it as deviation from mean. All right. Now the original mean was given as 23. So the new mean will be 23 plus 3.5, and that should be 26.5. All right. So the answer will be none of the above. Very simple question. Okay. So it will be 26.5 and none of the above is the answer. All right. Okay. Moving on to the next question. A very simple application of allegations. An alloy of gold and silver weighs 50 grams and it contains 80% gold. How much gold should be added to the alloy so that the percentage of gold is increased to 90%? So, not more than 15 to 20-second question. Okay, must be finished in less than 20 seconds. Come on, all of you, solve it. Show me that you are present in the session. Come on, Milind, as usual, such a quick answer. Now again, there are plenty of ways of doing this question. One way is using weighted averages, but definitely since you are preparing for SNAP examination, you must have a knowledge of allegations. Okay, so basically we have 50 grams of an alloy which contains 80% gold. Okay, so I'm applying allegations on the percentage of gold. Now, how much gold? So let's say I'm adding X grams of gold. So since I'm adding gold, that is, I'm adding pure gold. So pure gold will have 100% gold. So 50 grams of 80% gold is mixed with X grams of 100% gold so that the resulting alloy has 90% gold in it. So applying allegations now, so 190, the difference is 10, and 90 and 80, again the difference is 10, and this will give me the ratio of the quantities in which they were mixed. So the ratio is 1:1. So 50 divided by X respectively will be equal to 1 upon 1, and I will get the value of X as 50 grams. All right. So the correct answer here is 50 grams, and majority of you have given this same answer. All right. The students who have given a different answer, I hope you must have understood your mistake, right? Okay. Now with this, let's move on to the next question. Very easy question on ratios. Now there will be some students who will solve this question using two variables. Okay, now if you'll solve using two variables, definitely you will take a little bit more time as compared to when you will solve this type of question using one variable. Okay, so question says that the weekly incomes of two persons are in the ratio 7:3. So ratio of weekly incomes is 7:3 and the weekly expenses are in the ratio 5:2. Now each of them saves rupees 300 per week. Then we have to find out the weekly income of the first person. So take your time. Again, I'm giving you 20-30 seconds for this one. Let's see how many of you can answer this. All right, Rajat, Urvashi, nice. Shubham. Okay, now the way I'll solve this question using one variable, because I believe that if I'll use two variables, I may be ending up taking 10 to 15 seconds more, and I want to save this much time. So I'll assume the ratio, sorry, I assume their incomes as 7x and 3x. Okay, so incomes were in the ratio 7:3. I've assumed the incomes as 7x, 3x. Now I'll apply the formula income minus savings is equal to expenses. Income minus saving is expenses. Okay. So since each of them saves rupees 300, so income minus savings. So from each of these incomes, I will subtract 300 and that will give me the expenses, which says that expenses ratio is 5:2. So now I'll equate the ratio of the expenses as 5:2, and this is how I can find the answer using only one variable. So do cross multiplication, get the value of X, and then answer to whatever they have asked. So 14 and 15. So X is equal to, it will be 1500 minus 600, that is 900. So upon cross multiplication, I'm getting the value of X as 900. Now what they have asked is, They are asking about the weekly income of the first person. So weekly income of the first person is 7x. Put the value of x here. 7 into 9, 6,300. So 6,300 will be your correct answer, and it's option C. All right. Okay, so again that one was a very easy question. Okay, चलिए आगे चलते हैं. Now before I go ahead, I want all of you to please press the like button if you're liking this session. If you're liking the way I am basically teaching you or helping you in solving these questions, so please do press a like button right now. Come on, do that. All right. Now let's move ahead and look at the next questions. Okay. So next question. Wheat is now being sold at rupees 27 per kg. During last month, its cost was rupees 24 per kg. Find by how much percent a family should reduce its consumption so as to keep the expenditure fixed. Now, if you're well versed with the concept of percentages, okay, the concept of percentage equivalence of fractions, then it will be very easy for you to do this type of question. Okay, right? I normally take around 7 to 8 seconds, not more than 10 seconds to find the answer to such questions. I'll tell you one such trick. All right. Okay. Now, the price of the wheat right now is 27. Earlier, it was 24. So, I will first of all calculate by what fraction the price has increased. Okay, so the price has increased by 3 rupees over the initial value of 24. So the fraction by which the price has increased is 1 by 8. Okay, now listen carefully to whatever I am saying. Okay, so the fraction by which the price has increased is 1 by 8. All right. Okay, so I can say that now if the original price was P, the new price has become 9 by 8 times the original price. Since the fraction by which price has increased is 1 by 8, so the price now has become 9 by 8 times the original price. Now, since we know that price into consumption is expenditure and we have to keep the expenditure fixed. So if price has become 9 by 8, to nullify the effect of 9 by 8, the consumption has to become 8 by 9. To nullify the effect of 9 by 8, I will multiply the consumption by 8 by 9. Okay. Now, if consumption from C becomes 8 by 9 of C, that means the consumption has reduced by a fraction of 1 by 9. And 1 by 9 when converted into percentages is equal to 11.11 percentage. So the correct answer should be 11.11. That is option D, and wonderful to see such a good response from all of you. Lovely people. So all of you have given a correct answer. Those who have written the answer, all of you have given the correct answer. Nice. That is wonderful. Okay, so you can use this method and definitely it will reduce the amount of calculations as well as the amount of time that you are taking to solve such questions in speed based examinations. All right. Okay, आगे चलते हैं. Next question. A question on permutation combination. A direct question, but it is highly likely that you will commit a mistake in this. So I'll wait for a few seconds and let me see how many of you can post a correct answer to this one. There are 10 stations on a railway line. The number of different journey tickets that are required by the authorities is. All right, 2 answers up till now. Urvashi, Rajat, Milind, 3 answers. Nice. That's it. Only 3 people. Come on. Post your answers. Okay, now we have 100 stations on, 10 stations on a railway line, the number of different journey tickets. So let's say if I have three stations, A, B, and C. Okay, now I will be needing tickets between every two stations. So A to B, then A to C, then B to C, and then in reverse direction as well. So you will have to consider the reverse direction as well. Yes, so almost all of you have given the correct answer. Okay, but some of you have given option D as the answer. Okay, which is a small trap. Okay, now here we will not be using combination, but we will be using permutation because the sequence is important. If there is a ticket from A to B, then we'll have to make another ticket from B to A as well. All right. So number of different tickets will be 10P2, or you may write it as 2 into 10C2. All right. Both will result in the same answer, which is 90. So number of tickets required will be 90 and not 45. All right. No, Vijay, I have not discussed these questions before. Okay, I have not discussed, and on our platform also these questions are not discussed at all. So, Vijay, there can be some students who can answer such questions so quickly. Okay, because these are speed-based questions and these are also direct questions. So don't look at the answers from other people and try to find out your own answer, Vijay. All right. Okay, chaliye. Next question. The radius of the circle is so increased that its circumference increased by 5%. The area of the circle then increases by how much percentage? I was expecting the answer for this question in less than 10 seconds. Now, Vijay, you are the first one to write the answer, and I believe you are absolutely correct. So, see, this time you are the first one to answer. Okay. Now, the radius of the circle is so increased that its circumference increased by 5%. Now guys, circumference is 2 pi r. So whatever percentage change will be there in radius, there will be a same percentage change in the circumference, because circumference is directly proportional to the radius. Okay, so I can say that since they have mentioned the change in circumference is 5% increase, so I can also say that the radius will increase by 5%. So circumference and radius will change by the same percentage. Now I want to talk about the area, which is pi r square. So area is not directly proportional to radius, but it is directly proportional to the square of the radius. Okay, so what I'll do is I can find the answer using successive percentage change formula, which is a plus b plus ab upon 100. So area is dependent on radius into radius. Pi is constant, so no change will be there. So area is dependent on radius into radius. So radius is increasing by 5% both ways. Okay, so I can put 5 as the values of A and B in this formula. So 5 plus 5 plus 5 into 5, which is 25 upon 100, and your answer will be 10.25 percentage. Okay, so answer will be option B. All right, am I clear? So I hope most of you would have done using the same method. Okay, चलिए आगे चलते हैं. Yes, Vicky, absolutely correct. So you have also mentioned the same formula which I'm talking about. Nice. Next question. In how many ways can the letters of the word abacus or abacus be rearranged such that the vowels always appear together? So this is a very basic question on permutation combination. So I want a quick answer for this. Jaldi. Now, one wonderful thing in Snap is The options are also not very confusing. Yes, Vikash, you can take 20 and 21 as the values, no worries at all. Okay, okay. So Rishikesh, nice, good. Come on, people, respond. Jaldi, jaldi. इतना difficult question नहीं है. This is a very basic question on permutation combination. So A, B, A, C, U, S, such that all vowels appear together. So A and U are the three vowels, and B, C, and S are three consonants. Okay. Now I have separated all the vowels. Now they want all vowels to appear together. So I'll consider all three vowels as a single alphabet, right? Wherever they will go together. So now in total, effectively, I have how many alphabets? 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I have 4 alphabets which can be arranged in 4 factorial ways. Okay. Then vowels among themselves, they can be arranged in 3 factorial upon 2 factorial ways. Why 3 factorial? Because we have 3 vowels, divided by 2 factorial because A is repeated. So this will be your final answer, 4 factorial into 3 factorial upon 2 factorial. And option D is the correct answer, which is given by almost all of you. So some of you have given an incorrect answer, but that is fine. I hope you have understood the concept that I'm talking about, right? Okay. चलिए आगे चलते हैं. Let's move ahead and look at the next question. Now this is a little tricky question. Okay. थोड़ा सा tricky question है. In 4 years, rupees 6,000 amounts to 8,000. So in what time at the same rate? So the rate of interest is same. So in what time at the same rate will rupees 525 amount to rupees 700? A little tricky question. All right, Tanya. All right. Now let's have a look at what is the effective rate of change in both cases. You'll be surprised to see that. Now in the first case, I can see that the money is increasing by 2,000 over an initial value of 6,000. So Tanay will have a look at the correct answer. So money is increasing by 2,000 over an initial value of 6,000. So I can say that my money is growing by 1/3 or 33.33%. I prefer fractions. All right. So money has grown by 1/3 of its initial value. In the second case, the money has grown by 175 over an initial value of 525, and again it is coming out to be 1/3. Okay. So in both cases, the money has increased by the same rate effectively. So if the rate is same, you can see, then the time will also be same. If the fraction by which my money has grown is same, okay, then it will take the same amount of time. And here again, my answer will be 4 years because earlier it has taken 4 years to do the same thing. All right. Vishwesh, you are saying that all these questions are from snap mocks of one of the institutes. No, basically all these questions are from actual snap papers. So whichever institute you're talking about, they would have picked the questions from actual snap papers. So I have done proper homework and I have looked at a lot of snap papers, actual snap papers from the previous years, and I've picked these questions from there. Okay. Now, Amit, what if the ratios weren't same? So, Amit, if the ratios weren't same, then the question would have been lengthy, all right, and I would have advised you to leave that question. Okay, if the ratios were different. Okay. uh Urvashi, we're asking how 175. So Urvashi, from 525 to 700, the difference is 175. All right, Urvashi. Exactly, Garvit. So SI or CI won't matter at all in this case. Okay. Also in CI, I can say that. Garvit, if you have already asked this question, I must explain you. So let's say I'm considering CI and the rate of interest is 10% per annum compounded annually. All right. So in the first year, it will increase by 10%. In the second year, it will again increase by 10%. All right. Now, Garvit, can I say that effectively in 2 years, my money has grown by 21 percentage, 10% and 10% successively. Okay. So in 2 years, if my money is growing by 21 percentage, I can say that in every 2 years, it will certainly grow by 21%. All right, Garvit. So this is what can be said about compound interest as well. Okay. Yes, Jibali, this snap mock is also going to help in CAT preparation. Yes, whatever efforts you are putting in your studies, you are taking any of the mock papers, they will definitely help you in snap preparation. Now, Rohit, you are asking if the ratios were different, then what would have been the case? Okay, so अब यहाँ पे amount is 8,000 equals 6,000 bracket 1 plus r upon 100 raised to the power 4, if this is the case of compound interest. Okay, if this is the case of compound interest, all right, you will get the value of r. If this is the case of simple interest, then the equation will be interest, which is 2,000, is equal to principal into rate, which we don't know, into time upon 100. We will calculate the rate of interest and will put it in the second case, second equation. Now, generally what we do is, if nothing is mentioned in the question about simple interest or compound interest, we will assume it as simple interest only. All right. Okay, who was the one who was asking about this? Okay, so Rohit, I hope I'm clear with this. So if the ratios were different, then we'll have to go and use the longer way, and we'll have to use the formulas. Okay, and I've explained you in both SI and CI cases. Okay, now SIMC, Amit, is a good college, Symbiosis Institute of Mass Communication, if you are inclined towards MBA in this specialization. Okay. All right. Now let's move on to the next question. Now, friends, before we take up this question, wait, I'll go back. So one very important information for all of you. This particular thing is also being posted in the chat box again and again. Now we have basically like started a new way in which students can directly interact with us, okay, in a live format. So you can join one of our Telegram groups. You can already see the link in the chat box, using which you can interact live with the mentors of BYJU'S exam prep. And today at 4 o'clock, if you are a part of this Telegram group, and if you want me to answer to some of your specific queries, then I will be live on Telegram today at 4 p.m. Okay, so please join this group and meet me live there as well. All right. Now, next question. The diagonal of a square is 4 root 2. The diagonal of another square whose area is double that of the first square. So what will be the diagonal of this new square? You can find the answer orally. Don't commit an error. Okay, so Rushikesh, Vijay, both of you have given the answer. Nice. Rajat. All right, so a lot of you have given the answers. Now, the diagonal of a square is 4 root 2. Now, basically, they're talking about the length of the diagonal. So, basically, this is the length. So, this is related to the length in a square. The diagonal of another square whose area is double. Now, if we multiply area by 2, then the change in the length will be under root 2. Okay. So if area is multiplied by, let's say, k, then the change in the length of side or the diagonal will be multiplied by under root k. All right. So this was the original length of the diagonal. Now if area is doubled, then the lengths will be multiplied by under. So the new length of the diagonal will be 4 root 2 multiplied by root 2, and the answer is 8. So there is no need to find out the side of the square, then find out the area, and then again find out the side and diagonal. So that will be a very long way. Okay, so you can just directly multiply by the length of the original diagonal with root 2 because the area is multiplied by 2. And the final answer will be 8, which is option A. Okay, now if you have doubled the diagonal, this is the wrong answer. Okay, so 8 root 2 will not be the correct answer. All right. Okay, now moving on to the next one, but before that I request all of you, if you are liking this session, please do press the like button, comment, share and subscribe to our channel. All right. Okay, now people have been asking me the cutoffs of different colleges, and they are asking me the quality of the colleges like SIIB, SIMC. So guys, if you want me to answer all these queries, meet me live on Telegram today at 4 o'clock. The link to join our Telegram group is mentioned in the chat box as well as the description of this session. So please meet me live on Telegram today at 4 o'clock, and I'll be answering to all such queries. All right. Okay. Now moving on to the next question very quickly. The maximum length of a pencil that can be kept in a rectangular box of dimension 8 cross 6 cross 2. Now this is a cuboid. Okay. And basically they are asking us to find out the length of the length of the diagonal of this cuboid. All right. So there is a direct formula for this. All of you can write it. So under root of L square plus B square plus H square is the formula. So under root of 8 square plus 6 square plus 2 square, that is under root of 104, and the correct answer is 2 under root 26. Okay, so option C is the correct answer. Right. So Akshay around 60. Okay. So Siddharth, forget about whatever people are suggesting. I'm sorry to say this thing, but meet me live at 4 o'clock, and I'll give you basically good idea about these cutoffs. So 60 cannot be the cutoff because the marks is of 60 marks. Okay. All right. Let's move on to the next question. Now, a wonderful question on the applications of mixtures and alligations. So let's see how many of you can solve it in less than 30 seconds. All right. So people have started giving the answers. Satyam, Siddharth, Anish, Himanshu, Rishikesh. Okay, चलिए solve करते हैं. Now, one of the basic laws or rules while we are applying alligation is the three values on which we are applying allegations should be of same nature. Okay. Now, how many kgs of tea worth rupees 25 per kg? So this is the cost price of the first variety, which is 25, must be blended with 30 kgs of tea worth rupees 30 per kg. This is the second variety. Okay. So that by selling the blended variety at rupees 30 per kg, so we are selling it at rupees 30 per kg, we gain 10%. All right. Now this is cost price. This is also cost price, but this is selling price. So selling price of the mixture is given as 30 when we are selling it at a profit of 10%. So from here we can calculate the cost price. Now if I'll calculate the cost price here, so the cost price will be 30 upon 1.1. All right. So it will be 300 upon 11. I'm calculating the cost price. So I will be applying allegations on these values 300 upon 11, 25 and 30. Okay. So applying allegations here, I'll give you an easier way out. Okay. A way using which you can save your time. Now the difference between these two values will be 30 upon 11, right? 330 minus 300. All right. And difference between these two values will be 25 upon 11, and the ratio will come out to be 6:5. All right. So x kgs of first is mixed with 30 kgs of second, and you can equate the ratio x upon 30 as 6 upon 5, and you will get the value of x as 36 kgs. So yes, people who have given 36 kgs as the answer, it is absolutely correct. Option A. Okay. Now all of you will see that I have basically used a little bit more time to calculate the cost price. Okay. Some of us, they have been facing problems in finding cost price using selling price and profit. So first is I've calculated cost prices. Okay. And then these values which are coming out in fractions, they may basically annoy you. All right. Now here what I have done is I have converted all these three in cost price. Now what you can do is you can also convert all the three values in selling prices. Okay. So I'll just quickly show you this on the right hand side of the screen. Okay. So what you can also do is you can apply 10% profit on 25. So 25 पे 10% profit अगर apply किया, so it will become 27.5. And you can apply 10% profit on 30 as well. It will become 33. So I have converted both the cost prices in the selling prices by applying 10% profit. Okay. And we'll keep the selling price 30 as it is. Okay. So 3 and 2.5, I'll get the same ratio 6:5. So this can also be done. Okay. Yes, Gajanan, we can go by options as well. But understand one thing, if option 36 is given as the fourth option, then you'll have to check each and every option and it will take some time. Okay. Not every time the luck will favor you and the answer is option A. You can very well use options, but I'm just giving you another way using which the answer can be calculated in less than 20 seconds for sure. Okay, so ratio is 6:5. In the second method, I have converted all three of them in selling prices. In the first method, I have converted all of them in cost prices. All right. Okay. चलिए next question पे चलते हैं. Let's move on to the next question. A 5-digit number divisible by 3 is to be formed using the numbers or using the digits 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 without repetition. We have done one similar question of permutation combination earlier in this session as well. Okay, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we have to use these digits, make 5-digit number without repetition, which is divisible by 3. Yes, so tell me how many numbers will be there. Okay, Rajat, Ayushi. All right, so let's start with the discussion. Now we have to make a 5-digit number, but number of digits given are 6. That means we'll have to reject one of these digits. Understand this. Don't select 5, but reject 1. Okay, such that the number formed is divisible by 3. Now, what is the rule of divisibility of 3? The rule of divisibility of 3 says that the number the sum of the digits in the entire number, the sum of the digits in entire number should be divisible by 3. Okay, so I'll be selecting those 5 digits, or I'll be rejecting one, and I'll be left with 5 digits such that their sum should be divisible by 3. All right, now for this I will calculate the sum of all these 6 digits, which is coming out to be 15. Okay, now 15 is the sum of all these 6 digits. Now I have to see which digit can be rejected, which number can be subtracted from 15 such that the resulting sum is also divisible by 3. So I can reject 0. So 15 minus 0 will give me sum of digits as 15 only, and any number which is formed will be divisible by 3. So if I reject 0, I'll be left with 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Arranging these 5 digits in any order will give me a number which will always be divisible by 3. Okay, so arrange these numbers in 5 factorial ways. It will be 120. Likewise, I can also reject 3. If I'll reject 3, I will get 15 minus 3, that is 12 as the sum. I cannot reject 1, I cannot reject 2, I cannot reject 4, or I cannot reject 5. So I can either reject 0 or reject 3. So if I'll reject 3, I'll be left with 0, 1, 2, 4 and 5. Now I have to make a 5-digit number. Okay, so I'll start from the leftmost place. For the leftmost place, 4 options are available out of 1, 2, 4 and 5. Then for the next place, again 4 options will be available because one of the digits will be used and 0 is available for this place. Then 3, 2 and 1. So multiply them and you will get 96 as the value. So the correct answer will be 120 plus 96 as perfectly explained by Siddharth. Okay, so your final answer will be 216, which is correctly given by almost all of you. Wonderful. So option C is the correct answer. All right. Okay. Chaliye. Let's move ahead and look at the next question from time and work. So a contract is to be completed in 50 days. It has to be completed in 50 days, and 105 men were set to work, each working 8 hours a day. After 25 days of the work, okay, after 25 days, uh, 2/5 of the work. So please make a small addition here. So after 25 days, 2 by 5, 2/5 of the work is finished. Okay. After 25 days, 2/5 of the work is finished. How many additional men be employed so that the work may be completed on time, each man now working 9 hours a day? right, any answer? Now, after 25 days, 2/5 of the work is finished. The remaining work, that means 3/5 of the work has to be done now. Okay, so Vidhi has given one answer. Apurba, Vikash, Narayan, Muhammad Aftab. All right, people, good, lovely. Now, this time I'm getting different answers. You can see. So, people have given A, B, and D, all three of these among the answers. Okay, now let's start with this one. Now, what has happened in these 25 days? Now, in these 25 days, 105 men have worked for 8 hours a day and they have finished 2/5 of the work. Okay, so in the first 25 days, 2/5 of the work is done by 105 when each man is working for 8 hours a day. All right, now let's say the remaining work, which is, I'm sorry, which is 3 by 5 of the work. Okay, now since total 50 days were allocated for the work, 25 days are already elapsed. So the remaining work should be finished in 25 days. When every person is working for 9 hours a day now, okay, and let's say X men are required for this. So what you can do is you can just equate this ratio with this ratio. All right. So this is how you can easily get your answer. 25 and 25 will get cancelled. 5 and 5 will get cancelled. So the value of X will be 105 into 8 into 3 divided by 2 into 9. Please hold your horses. I'm not marking the answer right now. Okay. So let's calculate the value of X. So 4, then 3 and 35. So the value of X is equal to 140 men. All right. So X is 140 men. And a lot of us will straight away mark 140 as the answer and move ahead. This is the sad part. Okay. Now, before you mark your final answer, what I always do is I read the last line of the question, basically what they are asking about, right? Okay. So they're asking how many additional men must be employed. Now already 105 men were working, and now for the remaining part I need a total of 140 men. So already 105 men were there. I want 140 men. Okay, so additional number of men required will be 140 minus 105, that is 35. So yes, answer will be 35. All right. Okay. Am I clear? So answer will be 35, not 140 or 105. Clear? So don't commit such a mistake again. Now Vivek, yes, I will quickly repeat. Now Vivek, originally 2/5 of the work. So look at whatever I'm marking with green pen. So 2/5 of the work was finished in 25 days by 105 men working 8 hours a day. Now I have to finish the remaining work, which will be 3/5 of the work, definitely, in 25 days. Why 25 days? Because I need to complete the entire project in 50 days. Okay, so remaining 25 days, when every man is working for 9 hours a day, I calculated how many men are required. So equating this ratio, I got the value of X as 140. Originally, already there were 105 men. So extra number of men required will be 140 minus 105, and that is 35 men. All right. Okay. So let's move on to the next question with this. Again, a question of time and work. A can build up a structure in 8 days, B can break it in 3 days. So A 8 days, B 3 days, but B is doing negative work. So A is doing positive and B is doing negative work. Okay. Now, the basic way of starting such questions is assume the total work. Work can be assumed as the LCM of these two numbers. So 8 and 3 LCM is 24. So total work is 24 units, and A's 1 day work will be 3 units and B's 1 day work will be 24 upon 3, 8, but I'll write it as -8 because B is doing the negative work. Okay. Now A has worked for 4 days. So A in 4 days will do how much work? 4 into 3. And then B joined to work with A for another 2 days. Now for another 2 days, the work done will be twice of 3 minus 8. So this will be 2-day work of A and B together. Okay. So how much work is done up till this point? 12 minus 10, that is 2 units. Okay. So up till this point, only 2 units of work is done out of a total of 24 units. So the leftover work is 22 units. So question is, in how many days will A alone build up the remaining part of the structure? So A has to now finish 22 units of work, and A's 1 day work is 3. So the number of days required will be 22 upon 3 days. So this will be the final answer. Option B, 22 upon 3 days is the correct one. All of you have given the same answer. Great, lovely. Okay, आगे चलते हैं. Next question. The first two terms of a GP add up to 12. And the sum of third and fourth terms is 48. If the terms of the GP are alternately positive and negative, then what will be the first term? The question looks difficult, but it is actually very easy. Huh? So don't worry, and I'm sure that you'll be able to get me a correct answer. Don't mark your answer randomly. Look at the last line of the question, understand what they are actually asking for, and then give me an answer. So Rushikesh, good. You have already given an answer. Lovely to see that. Rajat, good. Punya Shlok, all right. The same answer. So I've got 3 same answers from 4 same answers. Lovely. So the first two terms of GP add up to 12. So I can say A plus AR is equal to 12. Third and fourth term, AR square plus AR cube is 48. Okay. Now this can be rewritten as, if I'll take R square common, so it will be A plus AR, that is equal to 48, and you can put the value of A plus AR here. So from here, the value of R square will be 48 upon 12. Okay, that is 4, and the values of R can be either +2 or -2. Okay, now which of these two values of R should be considered? They have clearly mentioned that the terms of this GP are alternately positive and negative. That means the common ratio is a negative number. Okay, so I can say that the value of R has to be -2 and +2 will be rejected. Okay. Now they're talking about the first term. They're asking us to find out the first term. So put the value of R in this equation and you will be able to get the value of A. So A minus 2A is equal to 12. So A ka value kitna aa jayega? It will be -12, and option D is your correct answer. All right. So friends, I hope you would have liked this session. Those who like the session, quickly press a like button, comment, share, and subscribe. I'm really happy to see such a nice response from all of you. And definitely I'll be keep coming back with the same sessions, with the similar sessions again and again in front of you for different examinations. All right. Now, meanwhile, some of the important sessions which are coming up for all of you. So you can join us for a Snap 2021 Slot 3 discussion on 16th of Jan at 2 p.m. live on the YouTube channel of BYJU'S Exam Prep. So we'll be coming up with the detailed exam analysis and question discussion, where we'll be talking about the expected cutoffs, the difficulty level, examination pattern, and good attempts for slot number 3 of Snap 2021. So meet us live on YouTube channel of BYJU'S Exam Prep on 16th of January at 2 p.m. All right. Now, like I was also telling all of you, that you can join our Telegram group and you can interact with the mentors, and you can get your doubts cleared, get study notes, access mock papers, each and everything. So please do join this Telegram group, and I will be live on Telegram today at 4 p.m. So do meet me at 4 p.m. and join this Telegram group so that we can have a healthy discussion at 4 o'clock. All right. Also, people who are looking to join any of the GDPI program. So we at BYJU'S Exam Prep, we have already started with one of wonderful programs for GDPI preparation, wherein you will be mentored by the IIM alumni like Srinivas sir and Gautam sir, who are the alumni of IIM Indore and IIM Calcutta. And you can find all the relevant information about this program on the screen. And if you want to look for further information, you can contact us at the number given below at the bottom of the screen. All right. Also, people who are looking to join for the complete course for CAT 2022, there is a batch, there's a fresh batch we have started. This is batch number 5. Okay. And the complete details are also mentioned on the screen for such a program. This is the list of experts that we have on our panel. I hope you would have enjoyed this session. Thank you very much for being a part of this session. All the very best for your examinations and results. Stay healthy. Bye bye.